Hey everybody, it's the Boss Lady here, coming back to you with the final part of my 7-part series of how I prepare or preparation for a vacation, Boss Lady style. So let's get to it. This one may be a little bit longer just because I want to tie up everything, and that way you'll be able to have a successful vacation. So there are some key essentials for making your vacation successful. One of the essentials, I would say, would be to notify your bank of your travels. Some banks don't require this, but some do. They like to know if you're going to be traveling, out of state. That way they don't put a block on your debit card. Some banks do that. Also, you want to make sure to have cash on hand and possibly a credit card for emergencies. Also have your ID and some form of ID for your kids, whether it's a library card, a school card, medical card. Some people carry birth certificates. I know when Miss Peanut was smaller, we did. But now that she's in school, we just carry her school card, her school ID card, as well as her medical card. And then that way that shows proof of identification. Also, if traveling by car, you want to make sure your car insurance card is in your car. Some people, for some reason, don't keep them in their car. So we just always say make sure you have your up-to-date car insurance card in your car, as well as your roadside information, like your AAA card or whatever company you go through for your roadside incidentals or whatever. Also, you want to keep a copy of your itinerary for your hotel. If you're renting a car when you get there by flight, you want to make sure you have a copy of that itinerary, as well as your airline's information too. That way, when you go to check in or whatever, there's no mishaps. I know we did have a mishap one time. We checked in at a hotel and I didn't have the physical paper, but I had it on my phone. And at the time I couldn't access it or whatever. And so they, try to overcharge us. And so I politely, got to the room, checked in, pulled up my information, went back down there with my information, showed them line by line, scroll by scroll, and they had to give it to me for what I booked for. So there are some other key things that you need to be aware of and make sure you are, handling that business. So the first one would be make sure you let at least a neighbor or two know, that you'll be gone. That way, even if you have a security system and everything, it's still nice to let your neighbors know, or at least one neighbor, so that they can kind of be watching your property and make sure nothing, is funny business going on outside your property. Also, I would say if you have a trusted family member or friend, I also would have them notify them, advise them of where you're going to be going, or at least that you're going to be gone, so that they can come and check on your property, maybe even do some in and out days, just kind of come in maybe in the morning, maybe another day in the afternoon, another day at night, and just kind of stick around just to make sure, there's no funny business going on in your area. Now, if you're in an apartment, that's totally different. Lock your door and keep moving. Also, something that we have to make sure of is making sure the yard is cut, making sure the grass is cut, everything is trimmed up tight. There's no, extra yard waste or whatever in the yard. Just make sure everything is tidy. Also, because we live, in a snowy climate, when we travel during the snowy months, we have to make sure that our sidewalks and driveways are shoveled, even when we're not here. So we will, enlist someone to come over and shovel for us. And then if you also have pets, that's another thing. If you have pets, make sure you have someone on hand. If you're not going to board them, someone on hand to come and feed the cat, feed the dog, let them in, let them out, or whatever. Make sure, now this is something that everybody should know, this is common sense, but make sure all your windows and doors are locked and that your alarm is secure. Leave a few lights on and possibly even a radio, like a talk radio, because that kind of detours, people from trying to break in because they hear voices, so they think, oh, someone is home. Just because we don't see their car doesn't mean they're not there. And that's one thing that is a plus, I would say, for us, because we have multiple cars, so they never know what car we're really in unless they're absolutely stalking us. I would say put a stop to your mail and your newspaper while you're gone. That way it's not piling up. You know, you can go to your local post office and just do a stop order, you know, for a few days. And then I think you have to have a minimum of 3 days for them to stop it. And then just pick it up when you come back. And then resume your newspaper when you come back. And then the final thing, and this is something that I tell any and everybody, it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter what you do. As long as you're spending time with your family, you know, or if you're traveling with friends, as long as you are relaxing and enjoying yourself, that is the main important piece of preparation for vacation. As long as you're not working, you're not punching a clock, you're not, you know, stepping to someone else's tune, it doesn't matter as long as you are enjoying yourself. I know in my quest of preparing for vacation and, you know, searching for destinations, I've been getting a lot of feedback, and some of the feedback is not great. Not so much, not here, not YouTube land, but just, you know, in my everyday life, you know, where people think because you don't go to the Bahamas or Disney World, Disneyland, you know, St. Thomas, Jamaica, wherever, you know, or if you don't go to Paris or Rome, you know, then you're not on vacation. And what people fail to realize is we do what we want to do because why? We want to do it. So unless they are funding the trip, unless they are making sure everything that I have given you in this 7-part series is done to the letter, and like I said, funding it, they're paying for it, then we gonna do what we want to do. Boss lady, boss man, and junior boss lady, okay? So don't allow anyone to tell you that, oh, just because you're going to go an hour away, that's not a vacation. I know when the bubble burst, you know, a few years ago, 2008, I believe, a lot of people did staycations. And I will tell you, here in my state, there's a lot of things to do. There was things to do that we never even thought about because we just didn't adventure out. So we have started to do that, adventuring out. You know, we'll take a Saturday, one Saturday a summer or something, and just do something different. We'll just be a tourist in our own state, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've even taken time off work. I've taken a week off work, maybe went away for 2-3 days, came back, and then I'm home, but I'm still on vacation. That means I'm not cooking, I'm not cleaning, I'm not ripping and running. So I just want, you know, all you guys to know that, you know, long story short, make it what you want it to be. And if you are enjoying it, if you are having fun, if you got the pictures and the video to prove it, hey, do your thing, because that's what we do and we enjoy ourselves. I mean, even going to, you know, Las Vegas, people have given us flack. Why are you taking a child to Vegas? That's Sin City. They just don't know. And I will do a video on Las Vegas family style so that you can see that there is more to Vegas than just, you know, stripper poles and, you know, pimps and the other word, the H word. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. I appreciate everybody who has tuned in. This has been a joyous video series for me. I enjoyed it so much, and I'm glad that I did the series. I thought about it, and then I just kind of, you know, wrote it out, and we went forward with it. So I'm glad I did it. So that is it. That is all. That is Boss Lady. Happy wife, happy life. Have a great day, y'all. Bye-bye.